Let's dive into the discussions shaping the nation.
Here, before I start, I also want to acknowledge and thank Tony for your incredible public service over so many years as an usher, but also as a member of An Garda Síochána, and I wish you well in your retirement with your family, and appreciate everything you've done and your contribution to the Oireachtas over so many years. I'm pleased today to have the opportunity to speak on the programme for government. It's an ambitious, detailed and progressive document which recognises the challenges our country faces, but also clearly sets out the opportunities we have to transform our economy and society and to fundamentally improve the living standards for the more than 5 million people in our country. Crucially, it sets out how this government will deliver for our families, businesses and communities all over Ireland over the next 5 years. The measures contained in the programme give effect to the outcome of the 2024 general election. The American author Simon Sinek once said, "Leadership is not about the next election, it's about the next generation." And that philosophy is clearly at the heart of this document. The measures reflect what the Irish people voted for and the direction the Irish people want to see our country progress into the future. When fully implemented, the measures in the programme for government will also set about a step change in how we deliver essential public services to our citizens, how we scale up our public infrastructure investment, and how we fully utilise the rapid change in technology to improve living standards, cut costs and decarbonise our society for the decades and generations to come. And this is my first time to address the 34th Dáil. I would like to congratulate all deputies who are elected by their constituents, and particularly those elected for this first time. It's the greatest honour of my lifetime to continue to represent the people of Dublin West, and I have no doubt the same for everyone here in the House. Serving and representing the people who voted for us and those who didn't is why we're all here, and is the people who should always be at the centre of all the decisions we make in this House. Delivering for people is at the centre of this programme, which I'm proud to have worked on with colleagues over the last number of weeks. Election 2024 came about over 100 years since the first election in the new Irish Free State. Similar to over a century ago, election 24 was also fought at a time of profound global and economic uncertainty, as well as deep political upheaval, all of which pose a significant risk to our people, our countries, and our communities and our country. The Irish people faced a choice in the election: stable, responsible government with progress across the key areas that matter: public services, infrastructure delivery, helping workers and families with the cost of living, and supporting businesses. And from my own perspective, travelling across the country and engaging with people from all walks of life who outline their concerns and their hopes for the future: the young couple looking to buy their first home, the business owners trying to expand their operations, the farming families looking to hand over to the next generation, the parents trying to secure affordable childcare and ensuring better access for people with disabilities. These were some of the issues, and throughout the campaign the Irish people listened carefully to what they were being told. They considered what the different parties were offering, and they gave a mandate for different parties, and that's now reflected in the context of the government that's been formed between Fianna Fáil, Fine Gael and Independents, and ensuring that we can set about delivering on the policies which we set out in the general election. We set about as well ensuring that parties who reformed this government took on the responsibility in the context of the mandate we were given. Parties who excelled at diagnosing the problems but were not brave enough to deliver the antidote got their message. As a lead negotiator for my party in the government formation talks, I want to thank all of those involved in the process, which began shortly after the election and concluded last month with the publication of this document. While each party came to the talks with differing perspectives, I want to acknowledge all colleagues' dedication and commitment to delivering the best outcome for the people they represent. This programme for government sets out an important agenda to protect and grow our economy, transform and scale up delivery of public infrastructure, and provide enhanced public services to our people, with ambition and reform at the centre of everything we do. The document runs to over 160 pages with more than 40,000 words and grouped across 11 key areas of delivery. Everyone will have the opportunity to set out from ministers and deputies on what they want to see delivered. And it's a great honour for me to have been appointed by the Taoiseach as Minister for Public Expenditure, Infrastructure, Public Services, Reform and Digitalisation. I'd like to outline some of the key areas of focus for me shortly. But also I'd like to highlight some of the key commitments in other areas which speak to the ambition of this government to deliver for people, families and businesses across every aspect of life and society. Key commitments like extending free GP care, supporting carers and protecting core social welfare payments are all contained in developing a more caring society section of the document. The document is incredibly ambitious about transforming our healthcare services and recognises that staffing and workforce is key to that. That's why we commit to recruit additional doctors, nurses, dentists and healthcare professionals, as well as reducing waiting times, massively increasing bed capacity and opening many new elective hospitals and surgical hubs across our country. We have also placed enhancing supports for people with disabilities front and centre in our commitments in the programme for government, and I believe a society should be judged by how it treats its most vulnerable, and as a country we recognise while a lot has been done, we have significant more to do in the context of supporting people with disabilities. Ambitious proposals to radically transform services and better support and assist people who care for them are included across the document. In the investments in our future section, we outline our commitments in the areas of education, higher education, children and transport, including reductions in the pupil-teacher ratio and expanding the school transport scheme. We also want to progressively reduce the cost of childcare through the National Childcare Scheme and explore options to cap costs for larger families, while ensuring childcare providers' fees are open, transparent, equitable and readily available to all parents. We also commit to the provision of in-school therapies and supports, which I believe can and will bring about an important step change in special education provision in this country and will help ensure that all children can reach their potential in a more caring and nurturing environment. We outline specific and detailed commitments to support our enterprise economy, unlock opportunities for investment, enhance our competitiveness, cut costs and make it easier for SMEs, the backbone of our economy, to trade and operate in our country. This also includes a commitment to create 300,000 extra jobs by 2030, supported by strategic investments, support of enterprise policies and a focus on fostering a vibrant, competitive economy. We will also publish an action plan for competitiveness and productivity within 12 months in office. In the area of climate, we've set out ambitious targets to reduce greenhouse gas emissions by 2040, and we must also ensure we have the correct mix of incentives and regulations to deliver those aims across all sectors of the economy, whilst also protecting our energy security. We are also eager to reduce energy costs and detail a range of measures to support households and businesses, as well as a more radical and fundamental structural and systematic change. This includes ramping up investment in our energy grid to make it more resilient and robust, a critical issue and the importance of which has been underscored by the impact of Storm Eowyn on so many households and businesses across our country. We also want to reform existing legislation relating to the Commission for the Regulation of Utilities and fully and finally unlock our country's offshore renewable energy potential. We know housing is the single biggest issue facing so many young people and families throughout our country, and the document very clearly reflects this across its section. We face significant challenges, as we know, relating to housing supply, and we've outlined a significant response which includes the retention and enhancement of essential housing initiatives like the First Home Scheme and the Help to Buy scheme, and we will build on these and take further action. Increasing supply is the key to addressing the housing crisis, and the Government will pursue every action possible to ensure we drive home ownership in our country and deliver real progress in housing policy, and increasing the number of social and affordable homes will be central to this. There is a very strong set of measures as well contained in the Safe and Secure Community section. This includes a commitment to increase safety on public transport through the creation of a new dedicated transport security force, providing funding to recruit at least 5,000 new Garda recruits and Garda staff over the next 5 years, publish a new rural safety section and enact legislation to combat antisocial behaviour. I've outlined just a selection of some of the key measures contained within this document, and colleagues will outline others. What will be clear from those who contribute in this debate will be the ambition that this programme has at its core in setting out a clear agenda of reform and delivery over the next 5 years. The job now for government is to turn these commitments into actions and deliver for our country. This is what I'll be doing as Minister for Public Expenditure, Infrastructure, Public Services services reform and digitalisation, working in collaboration with colleagues. And I'm pleased that the programme for government places a specific focus and is incredibly ambitious in the areas of infrastructure and embracing the digital revolution to radically overhaul and enhance public services delivery. In 5 years' time, we want this government to be defined by its ability to deliver, and my ambition for this to be the government that truly made a step change in infrastructure delivery in particular. Infrastructure has been identified as a critical issue facing our country and our economy, but we have reasons to be confident and optimistic for our future. We're at full employment, have a highly skilled workforce, inflation has stabilised and the public finances are strong, and we have invested only €10 billion in our 2 long-term funds, and we'll continue to make these investments in our 2 funds. All of this is in our favour to really drive forward economic growth and prosperity for our country. However, we know our economic success and competitiveness is being stifled by infrastructure gaps in critical areas like water, energy, housing and transport. And if we can properly tackle and address these infrastructural deficits, we can go a huge way to unlocking the full potential of our enterprise economy. There's very clear prioritisation, and this ambition given in the programme is to transform infrastructure development. These include structural changes within my own department, with the establishment of a new infrastructure division to coordinate delivery across government. It also encompasses a commitment to completely review the National Development Plan by the summer to map out a revised blueprint for the delivery of major capital investment for towns, cities, regions and communities all over Ireland in the next decade. In tandem with transforming infrastructure, the ongoing sensible management of state spending is the primary role of my department. The government will submit a new medium-term fiscal plan to Europe, which myself and Minister Donoghue will be leading on, and will be published at the same time as the summer economic statement. We know we face potentially significant headwinds from changes in international trade and moves towards a more deglobalised economic approach. As a small, open trading economy, this poses significant risks to Ireland, and prudent, sensible management of our economy is critical. We have developed a strong set of principles in the programme for government to protect our economy, drive further growth, support enterprise and embrace innovation to enhance competitiveness. And I'm acutely aware that economic growth is not only essential to creating jobs and higher living standards, it is also essential to improving public services. This is why we've committed to key principles to managing our economy, including running budget surpluses and funding appropriate levels of current and capital expenditure growth to meet the needs of changing demographics. And we've committed to running progressive budgets through the lifetime of the government, and also reducing public debt as a share of national income. Other key economic principles we've adopted including maintaining a broad tax base to guard against the need for counter-cyclical fiscal policy in the event of a downturn, and also to ensure we implement progressive changes in taxation while the economy remains strong. These are fundamental principles which we've committed to a government, and will allow our country to overcome and withstand the headwinds we face, and ensure we are in a strong position to take advantages of future opportunities such as the digitalisation of our economy. And to overcome any challenges, we need to ensure we protect living standards, and we've seen that in the measures that have been taken in previous years with the unprecedented interventions that government made. But we also need to ensure that value for money is at the centre of delivery, and examining how we are spending taxpayers' money and ensuring we get better value for money will be a key mission for me in my role as Minister for Public Expenditure, and ensuring that public money is used efficiently and effectively. We're also expanding the role of digitalisation in my own department, and it features heavily throughout the programme for government. It's clear if we harness digitalisation properly, we can provide a much enhanced service to our citizens while simultaneously cutting costs and decarbonising our economy. Strong digital government is also seen by foreign direct investors as representing a forward-thinking, innovative country focused on talent creation with an openness to co-investment. And we must embrace this miss opportunities in ensuring we develop a more coordinated approach to digital policy so that we fully leverage the benefits of utilising the most modern technologies. We've seen the strength and agility of our public service in responding to numerous shocks in recent years. We will now move forward to build on this and strengthen our public services further to ensure they evolve to meet the needs of a modern Ireland and for all our people. The public services of the future will be designed for and with our public, delivering increasingly effective and integrated public services and ensuring value for money. The programme for government sets out how this will be a government which protects our country for the challenges ahead and will respond to the needs of our people with the reforming zeal at its core. Every measure is a stepping stone to delivering a better, fairer and more prosperous Ireland, not just for today but also for future generations. The job for all of us in government is now to deliver for the people and ensure this programme is implemented in full.
Like, share, and subscribe, and let us know your thoughts in the comments. We'd love to hear from you.